Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about some help that you might need with pages 206 and 207. A local cable TV company charges $4 for older movies and $8 for current movies, plus a monthly fee of $30. In July, Kendra ordered 5 older movies and 3 current movies. Which equation shows how much Kendra paid the cable company for the month of July? Well, first of all, I know that 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus $4 is what I need because I have to have that $4 times 5 of them. So I could write that as 5 times 4. I know that she has 3 current movies. They cost $8 a piece, so that could be 8 plus 8 plus 8. Or I can rewrite that as 3 times $8. I also know that she spent an additional $30 on the monthly fee. So now I know that in order for her to get her answer, she would have to do 5 times the $4 plus 3 times the $8 plus that $30 fee would be your correct answer. If you look over at your answer choices, I'm sure you'll find the right one. Number 2 says a hotel by a lake rents rooms for $279 per night in the summer season. During the winter season, the cost is $139 per night. What's the best estimate for the cost for a 4-night stay in the summer? First of all, I know that I don't need this information about the winter. The second thing I need to pay attention to is this word estimate. I need to estimate in order to find the answer, which means I'm going to round. So here's my little saying, find the place, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or less, we're going to let it rest, look to the right, only zeros in sight. So if we're taking a look at our number 279 and we're going to round this number to the nearest 100 because it doesn't give us a place, so we got to go to the largest one. So I've underlined the 2, that's our place. We're going to look next door. Our next door is a 7. 7 is 5 or more, so we're going to raise the score. So the 2 is going to go up to the next number, which will be 3, and then only zeros in sight to 300. All right, so now I know they're staying for 4 nights, so it will be 300 plus 300 plus 300 plus 300, or another way that we could do that. Oh, sorry, we know that it cannot be 400 because if I have more than one 300, it can't be 400. I also know it can't be 560 because just 2 300s would equal 600, so I know it can't be that one. So now I need to do 300 and I need to multiply it by those 4 nights. So 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, and 4 times 3 is 12. So I know that the correct answer is 1200. Number 3, look at the input-output table and decide which of the following statements about area and perimeter could be the input and output, or could the input and output represent. This one I'm going to kind of ignore that input-output chart and just really look at my answer choices. My answer choices all talk about squares and rectangles. The first one I'm going to try is about a square, and then it wants me to find the area of the square. So I'm just going to give it a random side, something that's easy for me to multiply or add. So this side I'm going to name 2 centimeters. It doesn't have to be 2. That's just what I feel like naming it. And then I need to think about area, and I need to think about what area, the formula for area is. Area equals length times width. So in my case of my green square here, I would do the length is 2, the width is 2, so 2 times 2 equals 4 square centimeters. Now A says that if I multiply 4 times the side, in this case 2, I will get the area of the square. Well, 4 times 2 equals 8 centimeters. That is not equal to 4 centimeters, so I know that is not my answer choice. Going on to B asks about perimeter, so I need to remind myself that perimeter means to add all the sides. It's talking about a rectangle, so I need to make sure that I draw in a quick rectangle so I can see what it's talking about. I'm going to randomly give it some sides that are going to be easy for me to multiply or add. I have 3 centimeters on one and 1 centimeter on the other. So to find the perimeter of this particular rectangle I made, I would add all the sides. 3 on the top plus 3 on the bottom is 6, plus 1 on the side, and 1 on the side is another 2. 6 plus 2 equals 8 centimeters. B says if I multiply 4 times the side of a rectangle, so I chose the side 1 because it's easiest. So 4 times 1, I would get the perimeter of that rectangle. So 4 times 1 would be equal to 4. That is not equal to 8, so that is not the answer choice. Going on to number 3. Number 3 asks me about a square and about perimeter. So I'm going to use the formula of perimeter and I'm going to use my picture of my square. I'm going to first find the perimeter of my square. Looking at that green square, my side is 2, so it would be 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the sides. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8 centimeters would be the perimeter. C says that 4 times the side of a square, in my case would be 2, so 4 times 2 would equal the perimeter of that square. So 4 times 2 equals 8 centimeters. That looks a lot like it might be my answer. I'm going to put a question mark there. Going on to D. D says we're going to add all of this 4 sides of a square, add 4 to the side of a square to get the area of a square. Well, area is up at the top, so I'm going to be using length times width. And you can see that I already found the area of this green square by right below that where it says 2 times 2 equals 4 square centimeters. And D says that I'm going to add 4 to the side of the square. Well, the side of the square was 2. Add 4 to it is going to be 6. That is not equal to the area of this square because the area of this square would be 4 centimeters. So I know it's not that one. Correct answer on this one is C. Ellie picks 1 strawberry in the same time that it takes Tom to pick 6 strawberries and her mom to pick 12 strawberries. Which pattern shows the number of strawberries picked by Tom and her mom for every strawberry picked by Ellie? Anytime I have a problem like this, I know that if I use a T-chart, it's going to make things more clear for me. There's certain things I need to pay attention to. I need to pay attention to that Ellie picks one strawberry each time that and her picks 6 and her mom picks 12. So on my T-chart, I'm going to have Ellie with 1 strawberry. And then I'm going to have Ellie, I'm going to put the 6 strawberries from Tom and the 12 strawberries from Mom. I'm going to put them together on the top of my chart. So Tom and Mom get to be together. So that's going to be 6 plus 12, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I know that's going to be 18. So I know that Tom and Mom pick 18 for every 1 that Ellie picks. So I can continue this and say that if Ellie picks 2, Tom and Mom are going to pick 18 plus 18, or another way to do that would be 18 times 2. So 18 times 2, I know that is 36. I'm going to put a 36 in my chart. And then I could keep going and going and going, but I don't really know how that helps me yet. So I'm looking back at my question, and it wants to know what the pattern is for Tom and her mom. So I'm looking at Tom and her mom's side of my chart. So I know that it can't be F because F does include 18 and 36, but it also includes some extra numbers that are not there. I know that it needs to start with 18 because that's the least amount that Mom and Tom can pick. So I know it's not F. I know it's not going to be J because J does not start with 18. And I know definitely it's not going to be J because those numbers are way too small. I already have 18 and 36, so I'm probably just going to test one more. I want to go with an easy number for me to multiply, so I'm going to go with 5. And then I'm going to do my rule, which was going to be 18 times 5. I know that 8 times 5 is 40. I know that I'm going to carry that 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so I'm going to need 90. So now I check my answer choices for H. I can find the 18, I find the 36, and I find the 90, so I know that my answer is H. Carter's going to be covering a hallway with tiles. I know that I'm going to be dealing with a rectangle because the hallway is 13 feet long and 4 feet wide. I'm going to go ahead and label that on my rectangle. Each tile is 1 foot square. About how many tiles or square tiles will Carter need? About's an important word. About means that I'm not looking for an exact answer. Also, I can look at my answer choices and see that they all end in 0, so I'm not looking for an exact answer. I'm going to round my biggest number, which is 13. I'm going to remember what I did for the last one. I'm going to find my place. I'm going to look next door. 5 or more. I'm going to raise the score. 3 is not 5 or more. It's less. So 4 or less, let it rest. So my 1 is going to get to stay a 1. And then remember, looking to the right, only 0's in sight. So 13 would round to 10. Now I'm going to, if I'm doing the hallway with tiles, that tells me that I'm doing area. So the formula for area, remember, is length times width. So if my new length is 10 and my width is 4, I know that I'm going to be multiplying 10 times 4 to equal 40 tiles. The all-purpose room in Mia's school is set up for a gymnastic demonstration. There's 35 chairs in each row. The rows are labeled 1, 2, 3 in order. If Mia sits in row 17, how many chairs are set up in all the rows in front of her? First of all, I need to remember that there's 35 chairs in each row. I need to remember that Mia's sitting in row 17. And my question asks me, how many chairs are set up in all the rows in front of her? So, I'm thinking to myself that Mia's in row 17, so that means there's 16 rows in front of her. So the math that I'm going to need to do for this one is kind of hefty. I'm going to need to do 35 rows, or 35 seats times 16 rows. But that doesn't scare me because I know I can use my area model. So if I use my area model, remember I'm going to break up 35 to be 30 and 5. I'm going to label the top and the bottom. And I'm going to break up 16 to be 10 and 6. And I'm going to put those on both of the sides. And then remember, I'm just going to multiply across the corners. 10 times 3 is 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 zeros is 300. I go to 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 0 is 50. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 0 is 180. And 6 times 5 is 30. I'm going to put that there. And then remember, I'm just going to add all of those numbers together. 300 plus 180 plus 50 plus 30, and my answer is going to be 0. And then I do 8 plus 5 plus 3 is 16. I'm going to put my 6, carry my 1, 4, 5, or 3, 4, and 5. My answer is 560. I go to my place value chart. I make sure that I line up the digits in the right place, and then I bubble each spot. 5, 6, and 0. Sophia likes country music. She downloads 6 country music for every 1 pop song that she downloads. How many songs will she have on her player after she downloads 15 pop songs? I know a T-chart's going to help me with this one. I'm going to go with the one side is going to be the first one. So I'm going to put pop on the first side, country on the other one. For every 1 pop, I know she does 6 country. So for 2 pop, I know it's going to be 6 plus 6, which is 12. For 3 pops, I know it's going to be 6 plus 6 plus 6 or 18. I'm going to think about what rule I'm applying to that. I could do 1 plus 5 equals 6, but I know that 2 plus 5 is only going to equal 7, so that's not going to fit. So I think it's times 6. If I do 2 times 6, does it equal 12? Yes. So now I know my rule. I need to know how many for 15 pop songs. So I'm going to do 15. I'm going to multiply by 6, and that's going to get me my magic number. So I have 15 times 6. I know that 5 times 6 is 30. I know I'm going to leave the 0. I'm going to carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 more is 9. So my answer is 90. But the question asked me how many songs she's going to have on her player. Well, if Sophia has 90 country songs, she's also going to have those 15 pop songs. So you need to add 90 plus 15 to get 105. Then go through and bubble them in your bubble sheet. Put the 5, the 0, and the 1. Make sure nothing's on the other side of the decimal because we had no decimals here. All right, guys, that's it for this week. I hope this helped you with your assignment. Remember, this is our last week of homework for this until next fall. I hope when I see you in the fall, you guys will all come and give me a hug. I love you and I miss you lots. Bye.